On Wednesday night, Israel bombed the world's largest natural gas field, South Pars, a massive offshore gas reserve shared between Iran and Qatar, the single most important energy asset in the entire Middle East. Within hours, Iran fired back, not at Israel, at Qatar, at Saudi Arabia, at the UAE. Qatar's biggest gas facility is now on fire. Qatar has halted all gas production. Oil crossed $110 a barrel. Asian stock markets are falling as we speak. And in the middle of all of this, the President of the United States went on social media and said, quote, "The United States knew nothing about this attack. The problem? His own officials say that is not true. To understand why this single strike has triggered a global energy crisis, you need to understand what South Pars actually is. South Pars is not just a gas field. It is the world's largest natural gas reserve, sitting underneath the Persian Gulf, shared between Iran and Qatar. Iran's side feeds its entire domestic energy grid. It powers Iranian homes, factories, and military operations. Qatar's side, called the North Field, makes Qatar one of the wealthiest countries on earth. Qatar supplies liquefied natural gas to Europe, Asia, and dozens of other countries. When Qatar's gas stops, Europe feels it, Japan feels it, South Korea feels it. The entire global fertilizer supply feels it because fertilizer production depends heavily on natural gas. This field was the one energy asset that everyone, including military strategists, assumed was off limits, too connected to global supply, too dangerous to touch. On Wednesday, Israel touched it. Here's exactly what happened. Every claim clearly labeled. Wednesday evening, Israeli forces conducted airstrikes on the Iranian side of the South Pars gas field. The Israeli military confirmed the strike. Iran's IRGC confirmed the strike. Multiple governments confirmed the strike. Trump posted on Truth Social within hours, stating that Israel acted, quote, out of anger, and that the United States, quote, knew nothing about this particular attack. He also said Qatar had no prior knowledge. We label this confirmed. Israel bombed South Pars gas field, confirmed. Trump publicly denied prior knowledge. Critical. Multiple senior U.S. and Israeli officials immediately pushed back on Trump's statement, saying Trump and Netanyahu personally coordinated the strike beforehand. The goal, according to Israeli officials, was to deter Iran from continuing to disrupt oil shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. In other words, Trump knew, and then said he didn't. Qatar's response was immediate and furious. Qatari officials contacted the White House demanding answers. Qatar's foreign ministry called the Israeli strike, quote, a dangerous and irresponsible step. And within hours, Qatar expelled all Iranian military and security diplomats from its embassy in Doha, giving them 24 hours to leave the country. Iran did not wait. The IRGC issued a warning, telling Iran's enemies to, quote, await the powerful action of our armed forces. Then they acted. Iranian forces launched missile and drone attacks directly on Qatar's Ras Laffan industrial city, the heart of Qatar's gas production. Qatar Energy confirmed, quote, extensive damage to its gas-to-liquid facility. The attacks did not stop at Qatar. Iran simultaneously struck gas facilities in the UAE. It fired ballistic missiles intercepted over Saudi Arabia. Kuwait's Mina al-Ahmadi refinery, one of the largest in the Middle East, was hit by a drone attack confirmed by Kuwait Petroleum Corporation. In a single night, Iran struck 4 Gulf countries simultaneously, all of them U.S. allies, all of them hosting American military personnel. We label this confirmed, Qatar gas facility extensively damaged, Qatar Energy confirmed, Qatar halted all LNG production, confirmed, officially confirmed, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, all hit. Government statements from each country, Trump responded with the most aggressive threat of this war yet. On Truth Social, he wrote directly to Iran, quote, the United States of America, with or without the help or consent of Israel, will massively blow up the entirety of the South Pars gas field at an amount of strength and power that Iran has never seen or witnessed before. He added, Israel will not strike South Pars again, but if Iran attacks Qatar one more time, America will destroy the entire field itself. Think about what this means. The world's largest gas reserve, completely destroyed by American firepower. That is not a military threat. That is a global economic catastrophe threat. Every country that buys Qatar's gas, Europe, Japan, South Korea, India, would face an immediate energy crisis. Trump is essentially saying, back down or we burn the world's gas supply together. Global reaction. 9 Tajmu, 10:30. The world reacted immediately. Oil prices crossed $110 a barrel, a level not seen in years. Asian stock markets opened and immediately fell. Japan's Nikkei dropped nearly 3%. South Korea's market fell 2.6%. Hong Kong dropped 1.4%. Saudi Arabia's foreign minister said something that should be taken very seriously. Quote, what little trust there was before with Iran has completely been shattered. And all options, including military action, remain on the table. The foreign ministers of 12 Arab and Islamic countries met in Riyadh and issued a joint statement calling on Iran to immediately halt all attacks and respect international law. France's president called for an immediate halt to all strikes on civilian energy infrastructure, saying, quote, "It is in our common interest." Germany's foreign minister warned of, quote, "a crisis of the gravest order if supply chains continue to be disrupted." Meanwhile, a former senior Trump administration official who resigned yesterday said publicly, "There was no intelligence that Iran was planning any major sneak attack before this war began." He said the war started without justification. Here is where things stand. March 19th, day 20 of this war. Israel bombed the world's largest gas field. Trump said he knew nothing. His own officials say he did. Iran retaliated against 4 Gulf countries in one night. Qatar's gas production is halted. Oil is at $110. Asian markets are falling. Trump has now threatened to destroy South Pars entirely if Iran strikes Qatar again. Saudi Arabia is considering military action. 12 countries are demanding Iran stop. And somewhere in between all of this, the world's energy supply is caught in the middle of a conflict that nobody seems to know how to end. The gas field that powered millions of homes across 3 continents is now a war target. And the question nobody's answering is simple. If this escalates one more step, then what exactly is left to destroy? Every claim labeled, confirmed or unconfirmed. No drama, no fake news. Just facts every single day. Subscribe and never miss an update.